Hi everybody, today I would like to discuss a new case report on PMS. This case was diagnosed by the Western doctors as a PMDD. A lady which is 39 years old, and she was complaining about PMS. There was a mood change, anxiety, and sometimes depression. She also cried a lot. She felt that it is difficult for her to sleep, a kind of insomnia. She woke up quite often, and she was a bit nervous at this period of time. It all started about 10 days before her period. She also had a feeling of eating more often in these days. Her menses was regular every 28 days, 2 or 3 days of strong bleeding, and then another 3 days of scanty bleeding. A little bit of dysmenorrhea, but it's not so painful. Her digesting is regular. Sometimes she has epigastric pain, but there is no sensitive issues on her digestion. So digesting is okay. And when she comes, her pulse was deep and weak, and her tongue is a bit swollen with a whitish color. And when I palpate her abdomen, she had pain in her epigastric area and on the right side of her hypochondrium. So when we see this case and these symptoms, we understand that there is an involvement of few organs. First will be the spleen organ, the earth phase, which is imbalance. We see it through the pulse, we see it also through the tongue, which is a bit swollen, and the white sticky coating. And we also understand that there is an involvement of the liver and the heart. The liver gets congested after ovulation, in her case, and it affects her upper jaw. It affects her heart. She feels anxiety. She also says that sometimes she feels like a chest congestion. So when I think about my diagnosis, I would say this is a spleen Qi deficiency with a liver Qi stagnation and heart Shen imbalance. So in this case, I wanted to treat this area, the upper jaw, and we know that one of the extra meridian, which is the yin wei mai, is the opening is pericardium 6, the closing point is spleen 4, and this extra meridian affect with the upper jaw, with the heart. We know that this linking meridian nourishes the yin and the blood. It affects mental issues, it affects emotional symptoms such as anxiety and depression. And I like to use it a lot in these cases of PMS or PMDD. And I find it very, very useful. So usually, after ovulation, in these 2 weeks or 10 days before the menses, I use this meridian a lot. I use it and I open it, and I also use the Qi cleft point, which is kidney 9, Ju Bin. Ju Bin, I see it as if it's a guest house point, as if we were in nature and we're thirsty and we want to eat and drink, and Ju Bin is exactly this point that can influence and support the qi and the blood in the body. The yin wei mai also connect with the heart. So when I use this yin wei mai with kidney 9, for example, I also think it can influence the bao mai and can address gynecological issues with the involvement of a bao mai deficiency or bao mai, I would say deficiency mostly when it is an empty case, unless if it is as an excessive heat style case. So yin wei mai, if you see blood deficiency, qi deficiency, if you see also the earth phase which is lacking, and I would say it's not so balanced, it's weak, the earth is like shaking or moving, it's not, the person is not stable mentally, I would say. So yin wei mai is one of my favorite meridian. And if we also have chest congestions and palpitation or like stiff feeling of the hypochondrial region, I would like to add another point, which is CV15 with 17. This point will open the chest, calm the spirit, and I will add yin tang to this combination. And when the lady comes in and she says, yes, I need to have my period in less than a week, to this I will add on the other side liver 3 with large intestine 4. So I will have a cross treatment, liver 3, large intestine 4, pericardium 6 with spleen 4. This is a cross treatment with kidneys 9, Ren 15 and 17 and yin tang. This strategy will approach a deficiency lady which has a PMS of irritability, chest oppression, qi and blood deficiency type of pathology. And when we treat her for a while, I also added herbs, but mainly it was acupuncture, and gradually she felt much better before her period. So remember the yin wei mai as an important meridian for PMS. When we see emotional imbalance, usually a deficiency of qi and blood, with the involvement of spleen, liver and heart organs. Hope this was useful, and continue to do the good job that you do.